Hello and welcome to Beat 'em Up Wrestling. This is our Tuesday night review post Impact show.
Yes, yes.
Today was a hell of a show on Impact.
Yeah. Notable mention goes out to Brandon Cutler and Peter Avalon on AEW's Dark because they put on a good show.
We don't talk AEW. We don't talk AEW on Impact Night.
I just want to do it real quick before. That's all I gotta say. That's all I'm gonna throw out there. Whatever. They were on Impact though, so that's kind of a safe space. Safe space. All right, but it was good. I just laughed my ass off right now. Ethan Page put up a stupid photo of himself. I can't stand that kid.
Yeah. Oh, Ethan Page is great social media content.
Yes.
That's a great blog. Big personality. Curious to see what's going to happen in comes December when his contract is up.
Yep. Same thing. I really like everything that he's doing. Excited to. Hey, Derek, what's going on? Good evening to you too.
Hello, Derek.
Just interested. Nicole,
hey, Nicole.
Hey, girl, you need to come on here one of these days if you want to. Just let me know. But yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm just like, I really want him to stay in character. I really like what he's doing, especially with like the best indie group in the world. Dan Housing, Warhorse, and everybody else. Yeah. So I really don't want him to be sidelined in that character development too much, which would be really sad, but I want the best for him. He's putting out a lot of work.
The rumors is that AEW is very interested in signing Ethan Page. I don't know what that would mean for the North.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it would mean, like you said, for his independent stuff. He has an upcoming match with Dan the Wrestler. Winner gets to keep the rights of the Dad. It's just amazing content that he's doing. He's a very entertaining, brilliant guy. So we'll see.
Okay. So I get into the card?
Yeah. So real quick, Nicole says she is free in the evening still. So
okay,
we gotta set that up.
Pick your poison: AEW, Impact, or WWE. Pick one, girl. This was like.
So we start off
with like a bang. I'm sorry, this came out like I was watching two shows at once, and of course, this has to be their starting show, which was amazing.
Yeah,
I love this. It was such a good match.
Congratulations to Kylie. She is the Warrior Wrestling Champion on Saturday. She's also freelance champion, so she is Kylie 2 belts and could possibly be the Knockouts champion as she goes against Deonna Purrazzo and Bound for Glory in October. But like you said, this match started off with a bang. I did not watch AEW Dark. I'm gonna admit it out there. I know I'm a huge Brandon Cutler fan, but my attention on Tuesdays is devoted to Impact, and that's what I wanted to do. But yeah, no.
Worst timing ever for this one. I was like so torn because like Brandon's my guy. Like I love Brandon. I love Peter. So like when this came on, I was like looking at the match and then trying to go back really quick. But luckily I didn't miss much of either one. Both matches were great, but I mean the women were amazing. Kimberly, just talk about Warrior Wrestling really quick. She put on a hell of a show with Thunder Rosa. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys can still see it on Fight TV. Their second Stadium Series will be this Saturday, followed by the following Saturday, which would be their third Stadium Series. But she was amazing against Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa took that poor girl to the limits. They had a long match full of great spots. But yeah, Susie and Kylie.
Kimberly also last week, she had a match against Joey Janela, which was amazing.
That was such a good match, too.
Very brutal match, but she's going to be a star. She has so much potential, and Impact is very smart to have signed her before she made a big splash. But yeah, this match. I'm sorry. Were you going to say something about the match?
No. It was just a good match. Everybody looked very strong, but I mean, yeah. Unfortunately, they need a better draw to that, a belt or something. There's some we've talked about it on our AEW show. I'll probably talk a little bit tomorrow. More about it tomorrow. Sorry. But yeah, no, going back to Susie and Kylie, I feel like the dynamic steals the show a little bit, not discrediting Kimberly or Deonna at all. They're amazing athletes. But the dynamic of Susie changing her character into Su Yung. It's just one of those things where it's like you really want to see it happen already. And like you said, I want to see Kylie being dragged down to this evil spot with Susie to see if like, is she going to come out? Is Kylie going to turn? It's kind of like, what was that Pokemon game with that dark crystal?
Darkness.
God, I forgot that.
Yeah, dark. But yeah, no. Like when we were watching this match, I mentioned it. I think that Kylie is the only one that's keeping Susie wholesome and happy.
She's like, no.
But Su Yung is coming out. We saw more moves from Su Yung being used. We saw that song is so perfect for her. It sets the mood.
The finisher was amazing. I mean, but then she went horror movie on us at the finisher.
It's going to be interesting because I think that Susie is, when she becomes Su Yung, is going to drag Kylie into the dark side, and we're going to see a dark Kylie.
It's like Scott Pilgrim.
Yep.
Nigga, dark Kylie.
And Kylie Ray is going to have to eventually fight the darkness. And
oh my God! And they're going to go get breakfast together afterwards, like in Scott Pilgrim. Like we're just going to get coffee afterwards.
Can you imagine Kylie Ray meeting like dark Kylie Ray and they become like best friends?
I'm all for that. She could pull it off though. Like Russell House could pull that off if they did Russell House season 2. Anyway.
But Deonna Purrazzo looked amazing here too. Like this was a really great match to start off. It set the tone. I think that this is probably one of the best Impact episodes we've had.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like there's a lot of good spots. The card was pretty strong, and there was a lot of good moments for a lot of the wrestlers. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. And then 2 TVs or internet connections. I'm not sure.
Oh, for watching dark. Two computers, 2 internet connections.
Yeah, and we don't have Access TV, so we have to watch Impact through Twitch.
Yeah, so it's YouTube and Twitch for us. Yes. It's so creepy.
Susie has been like one of the highlights for Impact. Just seeing like people that know her as Su Yung, seeing what she's doing with like, no, that's bad and all that stuff. Like it's really great.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. I mean, could you imagine a complete turn? Just her gear alone. Like I mean, really.
Except that Su Yung actually wins in pay-per-views.
Oh, burn. But I mean, like, basically, but I mean, it would be perfect for Bound for Glory. It's in October. It's close to Halloween. If she doesn't turn on that pay-per-view, it's such a missed opportunity for her.
Yeah, Deonna Purrazzo was so wasted. But WWE has so many talented women. Like, women are bound to be overlooked in there. So...
Yeah, and if you guys didn't see Kylie's match in Warrior Wrestling, please watch that with her and Tessa. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings on Tessa, but the match just by itself, it was a damn good match. Like the women put out that match was amazing, and it was the main event. Even Warrior Wrestling knows what's up. So, and
Tessa is rumored to be bound for WWE.
Rumors. We'll see. Yep. We'll see. Anyways, next.
Heard it through the grapevine. Rohit Raju is talking to Trey Miguel backstage. Trey Miguel is saying like, hey, you're just handing out opportunities for the X Division. I want one too.
Yeah.
And I love this whole thing with Rohit Raju because like I mentioned last week, Rohit was the guy that was overlooked. He was looking to fit in. He was looking for friends. Nobody wanted to be his friend. And now that he has the gold, everybody keeps coming to him, but he's outsmarting them. So he says, I would love to give you an opportunity with the X Division, but Chris Bay still gets his rematch, and TJP beat Chris Bay, so technically TJP should be next. So then Trey Miguel's like, all right, so if I beat TJP, will I be next? And Rohit kind of like sets it up like, yeah, but doesn't really say it. He doesn't. The best part about Rohit is that he's letting the opponents like come up with their own storyline, and Rohit is just kind of like pushing it so that he doesn't have to defend the belt, and I love this. So yeah, TJP comes out and it sets up for Trey Miguel versus TJP later on.
Yeah, and I love. I mean, you guys don't know, but I love the Rascals. So we get this. Oh my God, they really do. Yeah.
I mean, they have the roster. WWE has the roster more than any other division right now, just because of the size of women, like the amount of women that they have. That they could do an all women's show, and it would be great.
Yeah, all women's show. I mean, even taking the women from NXT, doing like a Worlds Collide type thing when they do pay-per-views where they have the best of the best on each, shows. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with taking them from separating them. It's still a good thing. It just gives them more time. So
this was kind of like a slap at AEW.
Yeah.
Johnny Bravo is also planning his wedding, and Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz were trying to be the best mans, and Johnny Bravo knows that Taya has problems with them, so he quickly turns around, and Falaba is coming in and says, well, Falaba is my best man. I love this whole little section right here because Kiera is like, well, Falaba can't even speak English, and he's like, excuse me, Google translates.
I like how they play on. It's a jab at both companies.
Yeah.
It's a jab at WWE. I'm not so much of a jab at AEW because like they're actually engaged. I mean, that's like, I don't know.
Yeah, but the whole revealing of best man,
that's a jab. Yeah. So like they can, it's definitely, but I think it's a jab with the Google Translate. We were just talking about that, how like the best parts of like Asuka, Kyrie, and Io were like the Japanese footage from WWE. So you get to actually see them interact and be themselves and not worry about having translations or barriers. So yeah, this is definitely funny when he said Google Translate.
Yeah.
Even though it's pretty horrible Google Translate sometimes.
But it does the work. I mean, we've seen 90 Days Fiance and all that stuff where they use Google Translate to literally build up their whole relationship.
With No Neck Ed? Yeah, I know. Yeah. For real.
So then we get a replay of something that we saw in Wrestle House.
Hate you so much. I thought that died. You were like, "Oh, I guess it's gonna be over with next week." We can't do this. I hate you.
I was gonna delete that, but I'm like, I gotta keep it because they're gonna do season 2. So we get the Deaners, Cody and Jake versus Triple XL, AC Romero, and Larry D.
Yeah, I am so proud of AC. He's he's taking upon himself to lose weight and things like that. He lost 100 pounds.
Yeah,
he's lost 100 pounds, and he's still, he's a bigger guy, but that takes a lot of dedication. If you guys follow him on Twitter, he puts up like his progress. Just the vulnerability on it, I give him a lot of credit for doing that. So shout out to him. This was a good match. Yeah. Oh my God.
Wrestling weddings, it's a overdone segment, but sometimes a lot of good things to come out of it.
There's something to be said about Macho Man, Miss Elizabeth, though. Like, it was just the purity of it, like the realness of it. And like, if you guys haven't seen the David Arquette movie, there's a little part to that. You need to see that because like you get the same little goosies. You get the goosies like, oh my God, this is so cute.
Yep.
It was like the cutest wedding ever, but okay. Anyways, but
AC Romero, when he first came into the scene, he was pretty much the big guy that could do what you would expect from cruiserweights. I was always worried because your body at that size, just being able to move that fast and land would take damage. But I think that he took it upon himself to be like, you know what, I don't want to just be the big guy that could do this. He's trying to get healthier. I mean, he could do things that I can't even do. So this is just going to extend his career because his body's not going to be taking so much damage from some of the moves that he's able and capable of doing.
Yeah.
But so this was a throwback to Wrestle House, and Triple XL takes the win.
Yep. Yay.
Then we get to Trey Miguel versus TJP. This is just super athletic, spots everywhere. These are high flyers. TJP does do his grappling moves, so he's kind of like a high flyer that could do some submission moves, which is kind of like refreshing. So then the match ends with Trey Miguel taking the win and muddying things up even more for the X Division. I like what they're doing with the X Division. One of the complaints that I was having was that they have a really great knockouts division. Their tag team division is doing good. Mm-hmm. Their X Division is good. Their heavyweight is still kind of a little muddy. They need to work on the main title picture, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree with that. And just clear things up, Trey Miguel is not a discount Ricochet. Can we just can we put that to a rest? They were kind of doing that at Warrior Wrestling too. The guy is good. He's Trey Miguel. He's just Trey Miguel. Like I get it, but like I feel bad because you can only take that for so long. You know what I mean? I want people to kind of. I like him.
He's trying to go with it. I know it probably it's disheartening to kind of always be compared and being called like the dollar version of Ricochet or the fake Ricochet and all that stuff.
Yeah, he was doing his little move on that thing. And
so he's trying to go with it. I love the Rascals. All three of them have great personalities. They're really great guys to meet, and they will share some wisdom.
Yeah, definitely. Desmond, right? Yeah, he drops that wisdom. What's wrong with him?
So then we get to speaking of the Rascals, we get to a segment where Madman Fulton, Ace Austin, and the North are beating up Dez and Wentz. So it was announced that they were going to have a main event. It was going to be the Rascals and Motor City Machine Guns against the North and Madman Fulton and Ace Austin. But with this, they take them out of the picture. Dez and Wentz get beat up, and they're no longer cleared to wrestle later on in the night.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, 2 more comments. Yeah, Willie Mack is amazing. They got to do something with the Impact Championship because I mean I like Eric Young, but it's just Rich Swann and Eric Young for that championship. Just
we'll get into that. We'll get into that. That's. He brought Tuesday Night Titans out. Oh my God. Why is that conversation keep coming back around? I just had that with JR about Tuesday Night Titans. Oh my God.
Yeah. What is AEW going to do, like Tuesday Night Giants?
Why did I think about what's his face? The guy from the Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh yeah, the Little Giants.
Little Giants. So, anyways, Rick Moranis.
Yeah, so Motor City Machine Guns are like, well, you know what? Since the Rascals are no longer going to be allowed to wrestle, then it's going to be us two versus the North, Madman Fulton, and
the Good Brothers,
Ace Austin. But then the Good Brothers are like, no. He's like, I'm the Machine Gun, and you guys are Machine Guns. You know, it's just a natural team. You know, but you could see that Motor City Machine Guns is not trusting the Good Brothers.
No, which they shouldn't.
No. So then they insert themselves. They refuse to take no for an answer, even though Motor City Machine Guns are telling them no. They're like, no, we'll see you in the ring. So they literally just inserted themselves. Then we get to Rich Swann talking to Scott D'Amore about his situation. I guess he is no longer retired.
No.
So I don't know how I feel about this promo. A lot of people were liking it online, but to me, Rich Swann promo was really slow, very like he put a rhythm to it that was just kind of like too slow for me.
His promos are very monotone.
Yeah,
like he feels like not like putting it out there, but like if you were like under the influence of the substance and you heard him talk, I'd probably feel depressed afterwards.
Yeah,
like I don't feel the hype up to it.
He's trying to do what Keith Lee does, but Keith Lee does it so well, and Keith Lee's rhythm is so much better.
He finesses it, Keith Lee.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Keith Lee's at a whole different caliber when it comes to his promos.
Yeah, but Rich Swann lost me with this a little bit. But anyways, he talks about how Eric Young kind of tried ruining his wrestling career, and he's gonna refuse to let that be the end of his career. So he is coming back, and this sets up for a Bound for Glory match between Rich Swann and Eric Young for the Impact Championship. That's what I was saying. Like, is this can't be your main event? I mean, it's your main title, but this can't be your main event. Like, who's really going to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to buy Bound for Glory to see Rich Swann versus Eric Young.
No, they're going to buy Bound for Glory to see whatever match that Susie's in, and of course Kylie versus Deanna.
Yeah, I like what Eric Young is doing, but it's just I just
it wasn't a good pairing. It wasn't a good pairing.
Not with Rich Swann. I like Eddie Edwards and Eric Young more.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I feel like you're going to tune in for the women's matches. You're going to tune in for the tag team match for Bound for Glory. Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. Everybody was arguing with me saying that his promos are fire. And it was.
We thought we were wrong because like, Twitch was like blowing up with like how many people were like, this is fire. And I'm like, really?
I'm like, I just don't.
I'm not feeling this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so Bound for Glory match. I think the main event is going to be Moose versus EC3. Honestly, I would rather watch that match than Rich Swann versus Eric Young.
That sucks though, because it's a throwaway championship match, and it should be more of a higher caliber. It is and it's Bound for Glory. Bound for Glory is like a big deal.
Yeah, and because EC3 and Moose will be fighting for a fake belt that's not really looked upon as legitimate in Impact.
Yep.
So to Rosemary and Taya, and they're talking about the wedding. And again, Taya is all about herself. She's not listening to Rosemary. Rosemary's talking about, bringing back somebody from the dead and what she needs to do for her wedding. And Taya's like, well, I don't really have time for this right now. I need to get ready for my match, and I need you and Johnny Bravo ringside. And doesn't want to hear what Rosemary has to say.
Rosemary needs to conjure up demons, and it takes a long time. And Rosemary's got like other things to do, and Taya is always about her earmuffs. So
yep, yeah, that's what she said. I need to find my earmuffs to match my ring gear. So then we get Brian Myers and Willie Mack, number 3. They wrestled 3 times in 3 weeks, but the storyline here is being told that Brian Myers claims to be the most professional wrestler. Even though he's cheated Willie Mack out of 2 wins. And this one, we get more of the same match where Willie Mack looks amazing.
It's not a bad match. No. I just think they need to build a little bit more on it. I don't know how they can, because they're both really good. I like the match.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not really exactly sure what they could do as far as the storyline anymore. I think it's kind of over,
it should be. You would think it was.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know. What is
EC3 doesn't even go here.
It sounds like he doesn't even go here. Get out of here. Yeah. Delivery stuff for Swann. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the point. Like, they need to build up more to it. Because they kind of had it. I know where they were going with. It's Eric Young trying to retire Rich Swann, and Rich Swann refusing to retire. But I don't know. It's just with everything else being built around them. Like there's other matches that are becoming better built, like Deonna Purrazzo and Kylie Ray. The North is kind of setting up for this big match against Motor City Machine Guns.
Mm-hmm.
But even so, there's a lot more stuff going on around.
But even when they did the 4-way, when Eric showed up, it wasn't when that happened, you were okay, when he tried to break his leg and he was screaming in the ring, Swann, it felt like there was other people that were in there that had more of an oomph than he did already. The storyline with him kind of fell flat already at that point, and they're still trying to build something up that's not taking any ground.
Yeah, it just feels like something was missing. I know what they're trying to do, and they could possibly save it. I mean, we still have a month.
Yeah.
And they could start building up for it. But I think it's just they have big stars all around them too that kind of overshadows it. Like the EC3 thing, he's overshadowing a lot of the show. People just want to see EC3 right now, and there's a lot of buzz around him.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it hard. But Brian Myers here tries to cheat again. He exposes a turnbuckle, and that ends up being what causes him the match. He ends up getting his head hit into the turnbuckle. Willie Mack did not do it on purpose, but Brian Myers right away went on Twitter and started saying that he was cheated. So there's going to be another match. It's not over.
No, it's not over. But I mean, hey, he exposed it, so it's fair game.
Yep. So I wonder if it's going to set up for them to go Bound for Glory, maybe a cage match or something, a hardcore match or something that is going to be no rules, so that they could finish this little. Back and forth.
They need to mix it up though. They shouldn't have announced some of this stuff because they're a month away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a lot of burn time for storylines for them. Especially when they're not really sure where some of these individuals are going, like singles competitors. I feel like that was too much to say or announce a card. They should have mixed it up.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. But
I guess the way they see it is Impact is starting to gain a little bit more buzz, and they want to start selling the pay-per-view early. So then we get Rosemary trying to get Havoc to perform something for her, and she doesn't really get to say what it is. It's something about murdering a virgin, though.
Yeah, right.
And Navia tries to like get Jessica Havoc to leave. Rosemary does not even let Navia talk, and then Havoc and Rosemary start fighting backstage.
Yeah, that's a good build up. Yeah, between them two, so there might be something about it. Probably a match down the line.
And then we get Moose still looking for EC3. He talks to Scott D'Amore, and Moose ends up calling Jericho for advice on what to do when your belt is stolen.
Melissa Santos on Twitter was like, "Did he just call Jericho?" She was so confused. The demo god.
I think so. I think they might have put somebody else first with Young, but I think that they want to like just get the storyline with Swann and Young going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been a better build up. Subject to change.
Wrestling get out of jail free card. I wish. Can we pull that? Because I really don't want to see this match.
Maybe somebody could. Maybe I don't know. Somebody could. Technically, Rich Swann is still walking around with the cast, so he might not end up being able to compete for Bound for Glory.
I really hope so. I mean, no offense, I'd rather pick somebody from the Treehouse. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or like right here, Rhino or Heath. I'd rather pick one of these two individuals. I'm literally anybody but Swann at this point because I just don't see. I don't see the draw.
Yeah, but maybe just give them a chance. Maybe they'll build something up.
I'll give it like 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks, and then after that we could crap on it.
I'll give it until October, and then I'm gonna crap on
it. So then Heath has been banned from coming into Impact until he gets a contract. And Rhino sneaks him in because Heath needs money because he's got kids.
That never gets old.
Yeah, and then we get Tennille Dashwood doing her modeling job, and Jordynne Grace calling her out and saying, "Hey, you're supposed to be a wrestler. You're supposed to go into your wrestling job." And Tennille Dashwood says, like, I'm doing my job here. Jordynne Grace is like, "No, next week you're going to be doing your job." So it's set up Tennille Dashwood versus Jordynne Grace next week on Impact. Should be good.
Yeah.
This will be Tennille's first match in a while.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, she hasn't. Even before all this, it was months before the pandemic happened, before she wrestled. So it's going to be a nice one. It'll be a good match between these two women.
Yep. Were you gonna mention the song?
No, I totally forgot it. I can't remember. Forget it. It's fine.
It was Work It.
Yeah, it was a stupid song, and she kept on showing her promo pictures, and it's like Impact had like 7 pictures, and they kept repeating them, like she was doing a photo shoot. I just kept on laughing. It was horrible. But it's fine. You can go. You know, maybe he attacks Swann in the back, takes him out for good, or it becomes a 3-way. If it was a 3-way, I would probably be more invested.
Yeah, I wonder how they're gonna do it. They have to build it up though. I'm pretty sure they're seeing the Twitter buzz. So then we get Kiera Hogan with Tasha Steelz coming out to wrestle against Taya Valkyrie. This match was set up last week since Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz were telling Johnny Bravo to grow a pair and stop being bossed around by Taya. Taya was expecting Rosemary to come out and be with her, but Rosemary got sidetracked with wedding planning, and Taya's out there by herself. This was a short match, but it continues to build the story that there is a clear divide. Taya and Rosemary are not on the same page, and we're going to see the end of that team, I believe, which I believe it's going to end up with Taya doing something in the wedding that's going to stop Johnny Bravo and Rosemary from getting married. But Kiera Hogan steals a win here with the help from Tasha Steelz. Yeah,
I wish there was like another belt or something these women have, because I feel like there's, yes.
Gail Kim is talking about possibly bringing back the knockout tag teams.
That'd be nice. What?
Not sure. I think he's talking about how they're presenting the rivalry between Rich Swann and Eric Young. Yeah.
But like I said, have the Impact women's tag teams. That'd be nice.
Yeah. They're doing so much with the women right now that it is the driving force for Impact. A lot more people are tuning in to Impact for their Knockouts division, and I don't think that's a secret.
Nope.
So then we get Rhino going backstage to arm wrestle Hernandez so he could distract them while Heath steals the money back. So if you guys have been following Impact, Hernandez is arm wrestling people and taking money. Rhino actually beat him, took the money. Then Hernandez stole the money back from Rhino. So it's only fair for Rhino to use Heath to steal the money. And now Heath has some money to pay for his kids.
This whole storyline, it's like never going to get old. How old is the storyline? 10 years?
The I got kids. Yeah, it's been a while.
Somebody tell me how old the storyline is. Like somebody find when, yes. They will look good with some belts.
I could see Kiera Hogan moving up eventually, actually challenging for the Knockouts single belt.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about
oh, the photos, yeah, they were bad.
They're like Forever 21 photos. They were really super bad. They were like when you try on like a Ross commercial for like an outlet store. They were like, it was so funny. And I know, and she doesn't wear that. She usually has like her shades on with her jacket. So it was like really weird to see her.
Yeah, I think he that's what he meant, Forever 21. Yeah.
That's funny.
He had 23 kids. they played on it last week too when he's like, I got 23 kids, and Rhino's like, no, we know you have 2 kids. They're adorable little daughters, but you still need money for them.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, I love Rhino and Heath. That was such a missed opportunity in WWE, but I'm glad that they're doing something with it in Impact.
But see, it wasn't missed though. If you remember when they brought out that family of redheads.
Yeah. But I'm saying like
you can remember it.
They could have done a little bit more with them, especially since WWE's tag team division needs a lot of help. Yeah. But it looks like they might be combining the belts because we got champion versus champions coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So then we get Rohit Raju is confronted by Chris Bay saying, "You owe me a match."
Because we saw this coming.
Yeah. Again, Rohit is being smart. He's like, I do
wrestling at all costs. Like, not wrestling.
I do owe you a match. That is true. But technically, TJP beat you. At this point, TJP pops up, says like, yeah, so give me my match. He's like, yeah, TJP, but you also lost. You lost against Trey Miguel. So technically, Trey Miguel gets a match.
Yep.
And then Trey Miguel comes out and he's like, you know what? Let's settle this once and for all. How about and you have to agree to this, Rohit. And Rohit is trying to like swindle away, and all 3 of them are like, no. You gotta say whoever wins the triple threat match is the number 1 contender. And Rohit agrees. So we are getting a triple threat match. Chris Bay versus TJP versus Trey Miguel. And oh my God, is this match gonna be amazing? We got high flyers. This is gonna be a Bound for Glory match. So this is why Rohit Raju was not on the poster. There was a lot of fun being made on Twitter that they had all the champions on the Bound for Glory poster, but it's because he is not going to actually be defending his belt. He is setting up for these 3 men to fight for the chance to get the belt.
He better defend it. He better not slip away. Like I said, there's a month. What are we doing for a month? All burning all these stuff.
Well, no, this is going to be built up for a month because from what I understood, is this triple threat match is a Bound for Glory.
See,
so Rohit outsmarted them all. He is going to be X Division champion for over a month without having to defend it once.
What an ass!
He is
smart ass.
Yep.
Next,
he pulled a Brock Lesnar without needing the backstage drama.
He didn't get the money either, so I'm just saying.
So then we get to the main event. It was Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelby and Chris Sabian with the Good Brothers, Gallows and Carl Anderson versus the North, Josh Alexander, All Legal Ethan Page with Ace Austin and Madman Fulton. This was a lot going on. Really good match, though.
This was definitely, like you said, showcasing our tag team division, that they want to show that they have a tag team division to not be messed with. So it's looking like they're like up the 2nd spot as far as, well, we knew that.
Yeah.
Compared to WWE's tag team division. I mean.
Yeah, they have a competitive division with AEW too, because if AEW keeps on putting the same tag teams, then it's kind of like, okay, but Impact is doing storylines with a lot of their tag teams and having them all be contenders, because at this point, like this match, Gallows and Anderson were not gelling well with the Motor City Machine Guns, so you saw some drama there. They even pointed at the belts at the end of the match saying, we're coming for those. So you got Gallus and Anderson, which is the fan favorites, coming after Motor City Machine Guns, which is the internet wrestling fan favorites. And then the North, they actually had the match won.
Yeah, they didn't get along with their partners either.
Yeah, Ace Austin, being sneaky, tags himself in and steals the pin, and the North is not happy about that.
No, Ethan was not happy at all.
So here's where there's going to be a lot of storyline building, because we don't have a contender yet for the Motor City Machine Guns. The Rascals technically were cheated out of an opportunity to actually wrestle today, so they're going to want their revenge against the North, Ace Austin and Madman Fulton. Madman Fulton and the North are not gelling well, so they're going to be arguing. The Good Brothers are coming after the Motor City Machine Guns, and I have a feeling, I don't know if I'm reaching here, but I have a feeling that the North actually set up the attack on the Rascals. Because remember last week, the Rascals kind of disrespected them when they didn't want to hang out with them?
Yeah. It could be. It could be they being sneaky and trying to find a way to wiggle the way back. Yeah.
Yeah, that X Division match is going to be amazing. It's going to be so much action that I hope that the match that comes after that is kind of like slow building, because we're going to need a breather.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
And they have a little bit of everything.
But Impact is doing a good job with their tag team division. I think.
Good job. And it's good. It's good to have competition out there. You don't want everybody to get stagnant. So it is, right? Yeah. When there's like I mean, I love Bullet Clubs, I love factions, but when just regular 2 people tag teams can't trust anybody else in the locker room, that's just brilliant. You know what I mean? Because you don't have anybody to lean on to. He does. He's like, okay, so if you want to be about Dollar Store, everybody, he's like Dollar Store Gambit. Okay.
Come on. Ace Austin is really talented. He has a bright future. He's still very young.
His gimmick. It's like, when everybody was really worried about, hey, Matthew, yeah. When everybody was talking about who was gonna be Gambit in Marvel. Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Okay, imagine, like, I was worried about that. Like, no, like, this is like YouTube version video when you're gonna go make your own independent film, Gambit.
Come on.
I just don't like, he's a good wrestler. I don't like his gimmick.
But that's why he's a good heel, though. He plays that sneaky card.
He just needs to come out and wrestle. But he could have a sneaky. It's just a gimmick doesn't fit. It doesn't gel. It feels like it's like conflicting, because Gambit's like not even technically a whole heel, and he's not that smooth. He gets caught all the time. He's never that smooth. Like, so Gambit was smooth in character, but if you're coming out and being Gambit, it doesn't work. I just want to be.
I like the pairing with Madman Fulton and him, though.
No, that's a good pairing. Yeah, and he's like I said, he's a really good athlete. Just can't stand his character.
Yeah, Impact's those 2 tag teams like automatically raise the division to a new level. Like it's crazy how smart signings could do this for your division.
Well, the Motor City was smart signing, but was the Good Brothers a smart signing, or is that where they had to go?
Well, Impact was lucky that the Good Brothers trusted WWE and passed up on AEW.
And messed up.
Yeah, because I mean, AEW already has a stacked tag team division. Yeah. There's no debating that. But the fact that Impact was able to come in and like pick up the Good Brothers, it's a good pickup for them. Yeah, it's good for the Good Brothers too, because it could get that stink off of them just being, like how they were being used for a while.
Yeah, tonight was great. They wrestled tonight. Like, it wasn't a gimmick. I'm so glad he doesn't have the stupid paint on his face. Like, I was like, when you see him like as in the Bullet Club, you saw him like a certain way, and then you saw what they were doing with this like OC. Hey, girly. And you see him in the OC and everything like that, and it was such a bad gimmick.
Yeah, the OC was
it's just like I felt like, God, they're doing such a disservice to such a good tag team. And so it was really good finally, because I've been saying this for like weeks. I really want them to have a good match. And this showcased a little. It wasn't that long. The match was kind of short because they were like getting close to their end time, and there's a lot of people in the ring. So I can't wait to see like a one-on-one tag team with somebody else.
All I know is once this pandemic is over and we actually see the Good Brothers back in New Japan Pro Wrestling, that's going to be awesome. Because I want to see the Good Brothers versus Tai Chi and Zack Sabre Jr.
Those 2 need to get their ass whooped. Let's not even get into New Japan, because those 2, going around making the Ace and Ibushi look like crap. Like you're just schooling them. Like what?
Yeah. I can't wait for them to go back to New Japan and man, New Japan is doing some amazing things, but we'll talk about that when we talk about New Japan. But yeah, so like we said, the North had this one, and Ace Austin sneaks in, takes it. So now the tag team title is looking very the title match is looking very muddy because Motor City Machine Gun still doesn't have a clear number one contender for their belts.
Yeah, they really don't. They really, really don't. But yeah, that's about it for today.
Yep.
We'll be back tomorrow.
We will be back tomorrow for AEW Dynamite.
Yes.
And Victor Nash, I need to rewatch some of the NWA Power. I was following it a lot before, and then I kind of fell off. But I think this is the perfect time to actually catch up. NWA is supposed to be coming back soon.
I hope they do. I hope none of the organizations that were out there suffer, to the point where they can't come back. So I hope Billy Corgan and everybody that's involved with NWA gets it together. And that's something. So.
Yeah, I know that they are working on some deals, so we should be getting some NWA soonish.
But I thought they did a stream. I thought with Nick Aldis.
Yeah, so Nick Aldis started talking about the belt again, but they haven't actually done any recording of matches. ROH I know already recorded, so we should be getting some ROH. Without Marty, from what I heard, Marty is being put on the sideline for right now. So that's going to be interesting to see what ROH is going to give us. But this was a great Impact show. If you guys
thank you guys for coming out. I just want to say really thank you because Impact we kind of have like a little bit slow turnout, but thank you for all the comments.
Impact. Yeah, MLW is also coming back. MLW is where some of the biggest stars come from.
Impact love.
Yeah, I gotta check them out more.
I feel like I've seen them. Yeah. Probably on YouTube.
Because I know, like, I don't even remember what episode of NWA Power I dropped off, but I am gonna rewatch it from the beginning just to set myself up for the return, and see Thunder Rosa win the belt all over again.
Yeah, we might be coming back with a review. It depends on what time it ends on Mission Pro Wrestling on Friday, to talk about the first all-women's event thrown by Thunder Rosa and her team.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a big thing too.
Tomorrow we just stick with Dynamite. We were supposed to be talking some WWE, but we kind of like just want to do all the WWE shows together.
Yeah. So we might bring that in on Friday. Sometimes we talk about NXT a little bit before AEW. Depending on it is, like we mentioned, like if it's something huge on the card, like we mentioned Cross and stuff like that at the beginning of the card. We'll mention Finn Balor. We mentioned the women's match with Rhea Ripley and Mercedes Martinez. Yeah, so definitely we do throw in a little bit, especially if there's like notable stuff. But we watch the product stuff. We just it's too much streaming and too many days.
Yeah, it's so much going on. But NXT is doing a great job too. Another great women's division there.
Yeah, definitely.
But so thanks again. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys tomorrow.